At that point, even Chase wanted to reveal his identity to Patricia. He was so annoyed by her consistent mockery and dismissal. However, as soon as his grandfather learned of the Sampson family's treatment of him, they would be done for Lauderdale. He couldn't push the point. As he did not intercede on his own behalf, Patricia continued with her arrogant ramblings.
What, you're rich now? Come on then, show me. What are you waiting for?
When he still didn't respond, she sighed and added,
I don't even need you to be rich. Just show me $100 right now and I'll let this go.
Celia couldn't take his eyes off Chase. She knew he was having a hard time. She interrupted her mother to mount a defense on his behalf. All right, stop. Leave him alone. And stop trying to get us divorced. It's not going to happen. Patricia saw the futility of her tough attitude and tried a different approach. Perhaps she could catch more flies with honey. She put her daughter in close and said sincerely,
Celia, don't blame your mother for being so fierce. Everything I ever said or done was for your own good. Think about it. What does Chase do for you? If you were to divorce him, think about what you could do with your life.
Celia wasn't pulling away, so she considered it a win.
Think about that, Chad, she continued. And he's just one man. There are so many rich, handsome men out there that will treat you better than Chase. When the time comes that you do divorce him, you won't have to live your current life. You won't have to buy anything. And you won't have to go out and work yourself to death to make ends meet. Our family will be able to hold up our heads high.
She now took up her daughter's hand and praised Chad for his better qualities. What she didn't know was that the entire Manson family had recently fallen from favor. Celia took her mother's hand and said, Mom, I'm afraid you care about is just status. None of this has to do with my feelings. Patricia felt that she had been taken a dagger to the heart. She flew into a rage and started pointing at Celia and cursing.
How can you say such bad things? Is that what you think of me? You disappoint me. Your father and I have raised you for more than 20 years, you ungrateful child.
She was infuriated. She hadn't expected Celia to rebuff her painstaking efforts to improve her own well-being. What hold did he have over her daughter? Her daughter was wasting her youth, and every day was a reminder of the fact. How dare she talk back to her? Celia, too, had enough. Any normal person would have exploded after having their feelings ignored for so long. Hearing her mother's words, she exploded. You only know how to use your status to suppress me. I've tolerated you for a long time, Mom, and I've always listened to you about everything else. But in this matter, you need to listen to me. I will never divorce Chase. Even if what you said is true. Even if you're willing to lose me as a daughter, then go ahead, let you do as you wish. I won't stop you. Patricia was so distraught at her daughter's words that she was unable to hold herself back. She hit Celia in the face. Tears welled up in Celia's eyes. She touched her reddening cheek, and darkness washed over her heart. Chase could no longer bear to watch Patricia insult and injure Celia. She'd been through enough. Seeing the reddened patch on Celia's cheek was enough to set him into motion. But Patricia had been stroking that fire of rage for a long time. He walked over to her, his gaze cutting like a knife. No one would insult Celia. No one. You be careful. Chase snarled at her. Patricia stumbled backward, scared stiff by Chase's gaze. For the first time, he looked ferocious, like a mother bear protecting her cub. The closer he got to her, the more frightened Patricia felt. She took another 2 steps back and looked at him with fear in her heart. She bluffed, hoping to stay his advances.
What, do you want to hit me?
He narrowed his eyes and did not say anything. The corner of his eye was twitching. Gene now quickly stood up from his chair and grabbed Chase's collar. What are you trying to do? He asked firmly. Celia was also quite frightened by Chase's behavior and ran to his side. Even though she was currently mad at her mother, she was still her mother after all. She would never forgive him or hurt her out of impulsiveness. Chase, she begged, calm down, please. Don't do anything stupid. She's my mom. He didn't move. He just continued to look at Patricia with murderous eyes. Patricia, meanwhile, had just stumbled so far back that she had backed into the sofa and toppled over it. Celia grabbed his hand and said, "All right, hey, Chase, it's all right. Look at me. Just look at me." Upon looking at Celia, his gaze eased up and his heart softened. He remembered that she was all that mattered. If it hadn't been for her, he would have slapped some sense into Patricia a long time ago. There was no reason to start now. Although his mood had calmed, he was still upset. He pointed at Patricia and said, "I will respect you as Celia's mother. That's it. Don't expect too much. And certainly, don't push me." He opened the door as a signal to Jean and Patricia that they were no longer welcome. Patricia didn't dare to utter a sound. She grabbed Jean's sweaty hand and made for the door. She couldn't believe that this good-for-nothing had such an imposing aura. His gaze had really frightened her. Even now, she was still shaken with adrenaline and fear. But something was wrong. There was a completely different Chase than the one she knew. Since when had he become so imposing? Outside the house, Patricia looked at Jean and said in a grieved tone,
Jean, did you see the way he was looking at me? Why didn't you say anything?
Jean sighed. He really didn't want to get involved. But he, too, was very puzzled by Chase's new demeanor. It was the behavior of someone powerful. It was the behavior of someone well above Chase's station. It made no sense. After Jean and Patricia left, Chase and Celia headed straight for the hospital. Because Dottie was still under 24-hour medical supervision, they spent every night there. On the way, Celia said worriedly to Chase, "You shouldn't have gotten angry at my mom just now." He shook his head in a disagreement and said, "I didn't want to at first, but I couldn't bear to see her treat you that way. No one in this world can bully you as long as I'm around."
Wait, that's not the end. You've just had a free taste. Now get the full story on the Pocket FM app, link in description. Check out our next video and playlist, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.